What's going on, guys? This is Bill with WPS Reptiles here in Kenosha. And we were at the Tinley Park NARBC over the weekend. That video dropped. I put it up a couple days ago, so you can go back and check that out. But what I want to do in this video is show you the animals that I picked up from Tinley, talk a little bit about them, and my plans to quarantine them, the purposes for quarantining, and then we're going to work on getting their permanent cages set up. So while they are simultaneously in quarantine, we will have their cages decorated and set up. So stay tuned. I want to show you the animals that I got from Tinley, and we are going to talk about their quarantining process. So the first animal that I got is more of one that people are going to be aware of, people are going to know, but I was able to pick up a pair of red-eye crocodile skinks. These guys are absolutely, truly amazing animals. If you know Dion from Reptiles in Canada, he posts a lot of videos about socializing and feeding these guys. He's been working with them for a while, and I definitely recommend checking out his channel. If you're interested in more details about these guys, this is a pair that I got. There are wild-caught animals still available, but there have been captive breeding efforts on these animals in the past few years. They are an interesting species, and I will do a showcase video about them coming up in the near future. Right now, I just want to show you guys these animals that I got. So my first score from the show were this pair of red-eye croc skinks. This is an animal that I'm very excited about. This is a species I've wanted to work with for quite some time. She's a little cantankerous at the moment, but this is a... Can you focus? This is a little female gidgee skink. These are native to Australia, and these are fascinating, fascinating lizards. Gidgee skinks, the males and females will live together. They'll spend time together. They will raise their live birth young, and they will live as family units in the wild. It's pretty incredible. There are skink species that show maternal and paternal features like mammals would, and it's incredible to have a skink that would do this. Right now, she is my only female. She's a little, again, not happy with me right now. But I'm going to do some future videos kind of showcasing her, and hopefully I can get some more so she's not living by herself. This is a species that not only do you want to keep communal, not only is it okay to keep communal, but you want to keep communal because they do live in family units in the wild. So it's not cohabiting when it's the same species, and that's how they live in the wild. But I will do some follow-up videos on the gidgee skink. They're pretty incredible. All right, so these guys were wild caught, $20 a piece on a table, and I don't recommend buying wild caught animals unless you really, really know what you're doing, because they can come in with parasites, they can come in dehydrated, they don't survive very well in the hands of someone who's not 100% knowing what they're doing. I know this species, I've worked with this species before, and I am ready to take on the challenge. But these are young butterfly agamids. Butterfly agamas, sorry. They are agamids. They're related to bearded dragons. This is the male. Males tend to have a little bit darker in the collar, a little bit of a brighter fold along the side. I'm not getting any focus in here. The female is patterned very similarly, but as you can see, there's a little bit of less coloration, a little bit lacking of the dark on the side. So I did get 1.1 of these. My focus isn't to breed, but I do like to get pairs of animals, and if they breed, that would be great. But again, I'm not trying to breed them on purpose. Passive breeding, I like to call it. I'm sure it's just an excuse. These guys are set up like, whoa! These guys are set up like bearded dragons. They will be set up like bearded dragons. Stop! Okay. They are omnivores. I think some people that take care of them don't realize that they do eat vegetable matter as well as bugs. We're going to get them set up, but they are going to continue. They're going to be quarantined for about a month until I can get their forever cage set up. So the last animal that I got from the show is going to be another tricky one to work with, but I purchased a sunbeam snake. The tricky thing about these is that they are all wild caught right now. I'm not aware of anybody captive breeding sunbeam snakes. So knowing that he or she is wild caught, knowing that there could be a parasite load, I'm going to keep this snake in a very strict quarantine for a very long time. This is the last animal that I took out. I'm going to wash and sanitize my hands after touching her. I don't want to spread anything to any other animals in my facility. The other trick with these animals, well, take a step back. The trick with wild-caught animals is dehydration and parasite loads. There are ways to take care of that I will showcase in upcoming videos. These are beautiful snakes, and they're stunning. They have a true iridescence in their scales, but they are also a fossorial animal, so they're going to spend most, if not all of their time under the dirt, hiding, burrowed. And so I'm going to set their cage up that way. It's going to be pretty simple with substrate, some cork flats, and some water. Allow them to have a habitat that mimics their habitat in the wild. The other trick with these animals is they are predominantly lizard eaters. They don't eat rodents, and I think a lot of people struggle with them in captivity because feeding lizards to a lizard-eating snake can be an extreme challenge. It can be expensive. We all love animals, we all love lizards, and we don't usually want to use lizards as feeders. I have a couple ideas, I have a plan that I'll showcase in future videos, but we're going to keep this girl in quarantine, and we are going to try our best to make sure that she is healthy and thriving with us at this facility. So, those are the animals that I picked up from Tinley. So what I typically do is for 12 hours or so after the show, I soak them and rehydrate them. I know 12 hours sounds like a long time. I will angle the tubs so there is water here, deeper water, shallow water, no water, paper towel up at top, so they can get to the water if they need to, but they're access to fresh, clean water and a clean, sterile environment for 12, maybe 24 hours, and then I will move them into a temporary quarantine setup. So right now, as we're filming this, it's been about 24 hours since I've been to Tinley. These animals have been in like a soak tub since I got back last night. We're going to take them out of those soak tubs and we're going to set them up into their quarantine setups. So the purpose of quarantine is to make sure that your new animals don't expose parasites or any other bacteria to your current collection. For snakes, it could be mites, it could be any other illnesses or whatever. Particularly with wild-caught animals, you want to keep them separate from the rest of your collection. Here's a little basic quarantine setup for the croc skinks. I did add some fake plants. Fake plants can be bleached and disinfected or thrown out. It's not a big deal. I wanted to add a little bit of cover for them. Okay, so the animals are set up in quarantine. They're going to remain there for a month, like I said. In an upcoming video, I'm going to get their cages clean, get their cages decorated, and all set up and get them ready to go. So when they come out of quarantine, they will have their fully established natural habitats to go into. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in there. But be nice. I'm digging this YouTube thing so far. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to try and be more consistent in my posting. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys around. So, those are the animals that I picked up from Tinley. Those are the animals that I picked up from Tinley. Why do I have to do your dumb stuff?